Welcome back, everyone, to Confessions of Two Best Friends. I'm Maritza,
And I'm Jackie.
and Jackie's back.
Yay, I'm back. I was gone. I went to El Salvador.
And look at her.
And
I'm still waiting to go, honestly. I went last year, but, I really want to go again.
yes, so now that I am back, we are gonna, jump into it. We are
All over again, and hopefully you guys continue to follow us on our journey. But I think we should really get to it. I think it's going to be a very, very long kind of discussion. So I think we really just should just get to it, don't you think?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So if you guys haven't noticed, like our way to do things is we like to post polls on our stories, and we like to get our followers' opinions on what topic we should touch. So for this week, they wanted to talk about, have you ever dealt with depression? So, Maritza, have you ever dealt with depression?
I start. Yes, I have, and it was very, very hard. This is gonna be a hard topic already. It is gonna be a hard topic already. But yes, I dealt with depression after having Lucas. So postpartum depression. It was it was honestly like really, really hard. I'm about to cry now. Now just like thinking about it. But yes, it was a hard time.
It
was
okay.
hard. Okay, it was hard. I was don't get me wrong, like being pregnant and everything was like amazing. The whole experience of pregnancy was just awesome. Um I just I wish honestly people would have been more, or like other people would have been able to open up about their stories about like after pregnancy. Like once you have the baby, everything your body goes through, it's drastically something completely different. Um you're not the same anymore. Your body's not the same. There's so many changes to your body. Your emotions are just up the roof. When I had Lucas, I was in so much pain, and I think it was more so because of my labor experience. My labor was the worst with Lucas.
How long was it?
Over 24 hours. That was like, oh my gosh. Oof, that was the worst. But honestly, I think it's just that the talk of the aftercare and the emotions that you would go through. And like, don't get me wrong, I had the best support system. I did have the best support system, but like, as a mother, it mentally like drains you because you want to be that perfect kind of mother, but it's just like you can't be a perfect mother. Oh my god.
But she is.
And I literally felt like I was, oh my god. I was like trapped in a cage.
This is my best friend.
I was like trapped in a cage, and it's like, you know, you can ask for help. You can, there's nothing wrong for asking for help, but me is just like I gotta do this. Like, I have to figure something out, but it's just emotionally, you're tired. You're waking up with a baby every 2 hours. You don't know the schedule of everything. So it's just like, it's a whole new process. Okay. It's something completely new. And there's not a book that tells you what you need to do and how you should do it. It's just a matter of just taking that leap and figuring it all to yourself. And that was hard. That was really hard. And I was like 22. I'm like, it's new. It's something new, but it's just something beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I would literally let Lucas cry because I just couldn't,
You didn't know what to do.
and I didn't know what to do, you know. But that literally, it sucks. Postpartum depression really does suck. And you don't get to do like hang out with your friends right after because, I'm the type of person that loves to hang out with my friends. I do, but you know, it's just it takes a lot. It really does from you.
It takes
And
like a toll on you.
it does. And I completely understand like other mothers and what they go through. It's not easy. It's really not, and you want to do everything you can for your kids, and it's hard. It's so hard. It's hard, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You look at your kids and it's like they're your world and you do everything and it's just all right, like, put that to the side. Like we can do it, like we can move forward. And that's honestly what kind of pushed me through because it was come on. Like I said, I kept saying to myself all the time, like when I was down, like you can't do this. You got to keep pushing forward. You need to keep pushing forward because your kids are there. Your
Mm-hmm.
kids are watching you. You need to be there for your kids. And that's what I kind of kept telling myself. And that's how I kind of just like little by little just like, okay, I can breathe. I'm coming back, like, me again. Like I'm back to who I am. And like after it was just it was a roller coaster of emotions. It really was. But yeah, postpartum depression, it can hit hard. It really can hit hard. And again, there's nothing wrong to ask for help, and even with your partners and stuff like that. If you need help, just to be like, hey, can you just take the baby and
Mm-hmm.
just
Sometimes you
give
need
me
like your
some
alone time.
time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just it's just hard. That's all
And
I can say.
it's always different on everybody. Like, of course,
Yeah.
not every female will go through it, but most of the females do go through postpartum depression,
Yeah.
and not many speak of it. Like you say, not many speak of it, and it's because people are either afraid or it's not talked about so much that
And
you don't
that's
want to
what
feel
yeah,
judged.
and
You
that's
know,
why and that's why I think too it's just like I said, I wish people, other mothers, I wish they would have told me how it was after the pregnancy because I was hearing everything about good about pregnancy and like, oh,
but not the bad.
but it's just like not the bad because everything is not always good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you know. There's always bad in everything, and we got to find ways to just maneuver that and just overcome that. and
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I kept telling myself and just kept pushing forward and just like, come on, we got this. Let's do this. You know what I mean? But
You definitely killing it out here though.
yes, postpartum.
She killing it as being a great mother.
Postpartum depression really did get to me. It really did. But we're here, and I'm happy. It was a phase that I went through. It really was a phase that I went through, and I'm happy now. I'm happy with my boys. I'm good. I'm happy, and surprisingly, I did not get postpartum depression with Andres. And I
Okay.
think it was probably because
You knew
I
you.
knew, but it was tough. It was tough.
Girl, I gotta say, as my best friend, I
It
love
was
you. I
tough.
see you. You always, holding it down for your kids. And honestly, she is like one of my role models when it comes to having kids. And I always tell her, like, her kids are my kids. Like,
Oh
she
yeah, I
went through
just
it, but like, those
I
are my
just
kids.
birthed my kids
And those
for
are
her
my
to be
kids.
her kids. Okay. So yeah, but I'm happy, and it was hard. It was really hard, and a lot of people did comment onto our question. And postpartum was actually
A
one
big
of
one.
the answers. So I definitely can relate to all the mommies out there and all the mamas. I completely understand. That's why I love when I see, friends that are becoming moms, and I'm just like, I'm here if you need anything, because really moms need to be together.
Yeah.
It's not easy, you guys. You
And if
got to
you're
be
going,
together.
yeah, and if you're going through it, like she always says, you can always reach out to her.
Yes, please.
So
Please, please, please do reach
she's
out.
only a message away.
Message away. But yeah. So Jackie. It is Jackie. Jackie.
Yes.
Have you dealt with depression, Jackie?
Yes, I have. Um like I think depression is such a touchy subject for a lot of people.
It is. It is.
Like even just starting to talk, like I knew this conversation would be very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying not to like cry my way through the whole thing, but I'm going to go back real quick. For me, depression has been like a really big long roller coaster just because when I was
Yeah.
in high school, I was actually diagnosed with depression.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I didn't know I had depression. It was more so I went to the doctors because I was just wanting to sleep. I wasn't feeling myself, and then
Tired.
tired, tired,
Yeah.
sleepy. I I don't think I was eating as well. Like
Yeah.
I was just going through it. And I went to the doctors and they're like, "Hey, you're depressed." And I was like, "What?
What? No.
No." Like
It's
I
not
thought I was in my
true.
like, high school era and stuff, like living life, going through like the stuff and whatnot. But so yes, so since high school I was diagnosed with depression.
Yeah.
Now my one of my biggest moments that I've dealt with depression was back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it's a big knot.
It's it's okay.
It's a big knot for me because one, I'm actually gonna go to the point that at
Yeah.
that point, Martha and I were not actually talking.
That's another story.
That's another story
It's
for
another
another day.
story, but there
But
was a point where, yes, me and Jackie were not talking, and
it's
every time, every single time that Jackie brings up this story, it's just
it's crazy.
it's just crazy, because it just shows how much of, like, best friends we really are. And that's what gets to me, because it's like, oh my gosh, don't say that. But
But
yes, continue.
no, so during that time Martha and I were not in speaking terms. At that time I was in a relationship and I found out that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And when I found out that I was pregnant, I was scared. I was very scared. The way I found out was really funny, but so I found out I was pregnant, and then I super happy.
Yeah.
I told my partner then, and we were like excited at the same time scared, but we were
Yeah.
like, all right. And mind you, this is the first time me speaking about it, so to like anyone who knows me, this is something I don't talk about as much, nor does like some of my family know. So
Yeah.
here you go. Um, so when I went to the doctors,
Mm-hmm.
I went for a checkup, and when I went for the checkup, they told me, "Hey, like you're pregnant," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." And then they're like, "You have to come back," and I went back, and when I went back, they did blood work, and then when they did more blood work, they're like, "Hey, like um we're gonna tell you like results." And I think they were telling me because they wanted to make sure like my numbers were elevating. And I was at work one day and I wasn't feeling good. Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
feeling good at all, and I knew something wasn't right.
Your body just kind
Yeah.
of knew. Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I in other words did have a miscarriage. It was the most devastating
Yes.
news that you know, I personally knew that it was going to be hard for me to get pregnant. And the fact that I did get pregnant, I was like so happy. And then getting the call from the doctor saying, hey, like, you are going through this, be prepared. I didn't know how to take it. And one thing is, like, the reason why I feel like it did take a toll on me was because I kind of blamed myself.
Yeah.
I blame myself that this happened because of me. I don't know why, but it's me. Like, I was the cause of it. And I didn't know what to expect. And the thing then was I hadn't told many people. Um, so when going through the actual miscarriage itself, it was very hard because unfortunately my partner was not there.
Yeah.
My partner was working most of the time, and I felt like I was alone,
And that's the worst.
and that is the worst.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, not that I was mad at him, but I was mad at him at that time because I felt like I was alone. I felt
Yeah.
like I was doing this alone, and the emotions and having to actually
Deal with it.
deal with it and actually see, because I don't want to be very like descriptive, but you actually have to kind of like deliver still and let it pass through. And it hurts because you think to yourself like this could have been, but it's not no more. Now me going through this, I was definitely like super devastated. It changed me drastically. I just did not feel like myself. I felt like, this changed me. Like,
Everything.
I
Everything.
felt like I wasn't worthy to be a mother. Like, I felt like,
Because of that miscarriage.
I felt like, was I not even good enough to, like, be a
Oh.
mother?
Oh.
But,
No.
no, but it's like
Oh.
a lot of, and I know because I know another friend that went through miscarriage and
Yeah.
she thought the same, and it was hard, like, and that's the weird thing, like it happens to so many females, like
And a
it
lot of
happens more
people
often
just
than we.
doesn't, yeah, and a lot of people don't talk about it.
Yeah,
And
because it's like you're scared, like you wanted to share this, and
mhm.
it's like, you can and you should share it. And ever since, like, I feel like even till now it does hurt me, like, it does.
It does. And
I don't think I can never let
I
that
think it
go.
does every single time. I think this was like a moment in Jackie's life where it's never gonna go away.
No, and
It's
it actually took me to a point that my partner and I actually, that same year, we ended things.
mhm.
And I feel like it was more so like I think just things
Everything was
changed.
just coming
Everything changed
down
for
and it
me.
was just like
And after that, like I went through a phase that it was a bad phase. I started drinking a lot, and I didn't know, like, you tell yourself no, you don't become depressed, no, like this and that. No, but you do. You really do.
I
And
think
it's
for the
like,
majority of time, like a lot of people do go through depression and it's hard because a lot of people are just scared to not ask for help.
mhm, that was me.
And that's the problem. I think like that's the biggest problem is that people don't ask for help. You know,
I was one of them.
when you need help.
Mhm.
And maybe because it's like I'm scared I'm going to be judged, or I'm scared that someone's going to say something about me and just, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what sucks because you shouldn't feel like that. When you're asking for help, you're reaching out for help. It's because you are. And
That's the when you ask for help, you are the strongest. Like, don't think that you're
exactly.
being weak then. You're not. That is
No.
that is the moment for you to be the strongest. You ask for help and you say, I need help. Like, I need
It's not a
help to
sign of
cope with
weakness.
things.
It's not a sign of weakness for asking for help. That's the thing. And like Jackie said, it is a sign of strength from oneself to ask for help because you as a person recognize
So you
that
need
you
help.
do need help. And, you know, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the big problem.
And I feel like with a lot of us is like we tell ourselves no, we're we're too good to have to go through depression.
No.
Not
No. No, I
everyone,
think at
regardless
one
of what it
point,
is.
like at one point, I think it's just
Yeah, and it's like even if it's a minor thing, depression is still depression. Even if it's like that much, you still suffer depression. Like look at our poll, I mean not our poll, but our
yeah, we did
questionnaire.
put that questionnaire, and we actually did get some responses back, and a lot of them were just about relationships, being in an abusive relationship. That
Hmm.
that like
It's like
that
mental
hurts.
and emotional abuse, which I've dealt with as again, it was in a different scenario that I dealt with a lot of emotional abuse, and again an era where I
Was just
was just going downhill. I may have looked like I was living my best life, or I was just, happy.
that's the scary part too, you guys.
I
It's
was
just
not,
like, you can put up a front on social media,
and that
and
be it.
the whole time you're behind doors feeling some certain like
Yeah,
different, like that's scary.
it is, and it's honestly very scary because I was great at hiding it, super great, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not a good thing. I was very great at hiding at what I was going through behind doors. Also another thing, like losing someone that you loved and you were very close with.
That took us all on Jackie too.
That that really did.
Yeah. I mean, that was more recent though.
That was my recent one,
Yeah.
like my grandma. And she's actually the reason why
She's the
I
reason why
got
she got tatted.
yeah.
Okay.
But that was a I didn't think it was going to take such a big toll on me like it did, but it really did.
Yeah.
And um it was a very hard time. I honestly didn't I don't know. It was a different type of loss that I, you know,
Yeah.
had there,
Yeah.
and it was very hard. But at the same time, I think I coped with it with many different ways and wrong ways as well. And I think one of them for me was always like alcohol, and it was so
I
bad.
mean, you think
Yeah,
that like alcohol was just your to go after feeling
yeah,
the way that you were feeling.
yeah, and I feel like it was because I would get like, of course, drunk, and you forget about what you're feeling then and there, or sometimes it just
And that's why a lot of people with depression
drink.
drink. So they feel that numbness. They don't
Hmm.
feel what they're feeling to just let it disappear.
And it's not a good way to
Way to
do
do
it.
it, yeah.
As much as we always say, like, let's drink, let's have fun, da, da, da. Just be mindful that not everyone does it just to like have fun. Some people really actually do it just to numb themselves, and to numb themselves to the point that they're drinking and drinking and drinking, and they don't see that it's a problem, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even realize that they're doing it just to do that, but they
Yeah.
do it. But and another thing, of course, a breakup. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm pretty sure you and we've been through it. but
The breakups. Yeah.
but depression is
It is. It's a hard topic to discuss. Um there's so many kinds of depression, you guys, and you honestly just gotta keep pushing forward and think about the positivity. You know what I mean? Because it's just at that moment. You know what I mean? When
yeah.
something happens, it's at that moment,
And
and you gotta just find a way to get help when you need help.
and please find help.
Yes.
The only reason why I say this is, and hate to say it, hate to say it and to admit it. Find help before it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I only say it because personally I've gone through it. I've thought of self harm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's not the best thing. It's not the best feeling, but you know, some people actually do
Get to that
get to the
point.
point and they're like, no, like if I ask for help, you know, they're not going to do nothing. No, it as much as we may say like it's not going to help, find different ways of coping with things like sometimes go for a walk, go work
Yes.
out, go
And yes,
draw,
yes.
journal.
Keep your mind busy. Keep your mind occupied
Yeah.
because that is probably the best medicine that
Mhm.
you can give to yourself,
Yeah.
honestly.
And I know some people are very anti-medicine.
Yeah.
Me. If I'm being honest, me. But I was at a certain point I was taking medication and personally, I'm speaking personally,
Her view.
my view,
Yeah.
I did not want that. I didn't want to be on medicine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. If that works for you, do it. Go for it. But for me, it just wasn't. It wasn't working. I found different ways to, you know,
Like
to,
working out. Working out.
but working out has
Working out
become,
was a big thing for
it has,
Jackie.
yeah,
Yeah, it was.
it's
Yeah.
become a big thing for me now. And I feel like, you know, even walking now, even sometimes just like writing down things, it makes such a big difference,
Yeah.
you know, like write if you're feeling like sad or mad or something, be like, I
Right.
am mad, like my
In
coworker or something,
bold.
or my like
I
mom, or
am
like
mad.
like just write it down, like it will work, you know, as weird as it is. Once you write it down,
I think you just kind of like release
release it
whatever you
on a
have on a
paper,
paper.
and if you
Exactly.
want, do it safely, but get a lighter, burn that paper up, and let that emotion burn up. But please
Do
do it
it
safely.
safely.
Please. But find different ways, like,
Yeah.
you know, surround yourself with people who love you, surround people who are always in great moods, not like no one who's gonna like put you down, or
Mm-mm.
someone who's gonna tell you, oh, like, let's do bad things. No. You know, go up to the mountains and scream. I've been wanting to do that so bad. I actually just mentioned it pretty soon, or earlier this week. Like, let's go, let's scream. Like, if you need to scream, scream at a pillow,
There you go.
sing your heart out. Like, I'm telling you, like that happens to me in the car a lot. I be screaming in the car, and I'm like, but like it helps. Like it helps you. I just came from El Salvador. I went to this little thingy and I jumped off, and it's that was a way to feel something. You know, sometimes you have to like get on a roller coaster. I don't know, like
Just do something.
do
Yeah.
something, guys. But please don't think having depression means that you're weak, that you're not strong. We all go through it.
Yeah.
We go through it in different waves.
Forms.
She went through
Everything.
it through postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
I went through miscarriage. We lose people. We, you
Go through
know,
breakups.
breakups. We also mental and emotional abuse in relationships. And,
It's just
you know,
everything, you guys. And
it
it's,
may not be hard on you,
yeah.
but it could be hard on someone else on how they take it.
Mhm.
You know, so don't ever,
Be kind to one another.
yes, please,
Please be kind
because
and be understanding because everyone is going through something completely different. And being understanding is,
it's,
is, is great, and hearing what they have to say.
sit down, hear someone,
Yeah.
let them
Listen. Just
let them
listen.
speak.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have nothing to say back to them, sometimes just listening to them is something good for them. Like they are able to release that to someone that can just listen, and all you have to do is just hug them and just tell them to quiero mucho.
All right. Well,
But
this is an interesting topic, you guys, that you guys did pick, and I hope you guys honestly did like our response. And if you do have any comments or any of your experience that you had with depression, feel free to comment or even send us a message. Of course, remember everything is kept confidentially, so feel free to open up to us.
so with that being said,
Yes.
I hope you guys have an amazing day,
A beautiful day on this rainy day.
but enjoy.
Yes, enjoy,
And
you guys.
thank you for coming to.
Confessions of Two Best Friends.
Bye.
Bye.